Hi there, welcome to Get Data Solution. I'm Sufi. Today I'm going to present company shareholders dashboard. Just before that, let me introduce the purpose of this channel, Get Data Solution. The purpose of this channel, Get Data Solution, is to modernize data system, to save time, to generate automatic reports, to reduce costs and increase productivity. So you will realize at least one of those purposes in any of our products. Now I'm going to present today about company's shareholders dashboard, and we'll see the number of shareholders and number of shares, and we'll see that in the dashboard the shareholders total value and shareholders proportion by type and value. And we also see the number of shareholders, number of shares and share values by 6, and shareholders distribution by region, as well as share values by amount with different categories of amount. And then finally we'll see performance by region. We'll have slicers. We will have at least 3 slicers. We can see the data by shareholders type, which I mean by either individuals or a company, and then by region, you can see by region or we can see by sex. So we'll get a full picture of uh, the shareholders in this dashboard. Just to begin with, let's come to see the highlight of the dashboard, which I'm going to present. It looks like this one. So I'll come back to it. Let's go to the data entry page. In the data entry page, for this shareholders company, we'll write the name of the company. Then we'll insert the data in this table. It contains the physical year. It contains the month, shareholders name. That could be an individual or it could be a company. Then shareholders type. In this particular case, we'll insert individuals as well as a company. If it is individual, we write individual. Otherwise, we just write a company if it is in the company. In terms of sex, we'll have both male and female as well as a company. For a company, we'll set it as a company. Then we'll write the number of shareholders, share amount. Then the unit price will be the same for all. And then the value, the total value for that particular shareholders will be automatically calculated by itself, and then we'll insert the region. If you are interested, we can further insert the data in terms of zone and woradas, but for the time being, just up to the region is inserted for this demo data. Once we fill this table properly, we will just go into the data sheet and refresh our data. Then it will actually, the dashboard will be automatically updated. So let's come to the dashboard itself. And the dashboard will have here the company name, and we'll have, this is the version of this dashboard, and then the date will be automatically updated every day here. Here on the top we will have slicers. The first slicer is shareholders type, which is either by company or individual, then by region, then by sex here. So those are the three slices we used for this dashboard. And let's come to the elements of the dashboard. The first one is the number of shareholders number and their shares. Number of shareholders in this particular case is 10 to 8 in this demo data, and the number of shares is 1132. We'll get this data as we add additional shareholders and their share. This chart will be get updated. Then we'll have a shareholders total value, which is in terms of the money. Here is the amount. Then the next one is shareholders proportion by type and value. What I mean is this is the number of shareholders. In this particular case, for example, the number of shareholders in this demo is individuals are 18 and the proportions from the total is 64, and companies are 10 companies and constitutes 6% of overall total in terms of number of shareholders. When come to the value of their contribution is slightly changed here. 40% is contributed from individuals and 60% is contributed from company, which is shown by blue color. Then the next one is number of shareholders, number of shares and share value by 6. Here is the shareholders value here on the y-axis. On the x-axis, the sex. If it is a company, it will be a company. Then otherwise, female and male will be indicated here. In terms of the company constitute, for example, 36% in this demo data, and female contribution is 29% and male contribution is 6%. Here also we'll get this is the blue one is the number in terms of shareholders. 10 are companies, 8 are from females, and male 10, overall 10 to 8 have been participated. This is their percentage. Then we'll have the values in terms of the value here, the bar chart. This column chart is showing that in terms of that value, the company contribute about 60%, then the female 10%, the male 30%, overall 100%. There is a number of shareholders and the number of shares. The number of shares is also indicated here in the red. Here is the company has actually bought 682 shares in total from 10 companies, and the females have actually bought 112 shares, and the males have actually bought the male bought 338 in terms of the share. So this one is showing us three data, these companies, male and female, for all shareholders values, as well as the number of shares they have bought. So this is the data again. Here is the shareholders distribution by region. In this particular case, for example, the shareholders is indicated here by region. Afar, for example, in terms of number and percentage, 11%, Amara 11%, Oromia 36%, Sidama 18%, SNNPR and Tigray, so on. So this is the distribution of shareholders. This data will actually help the company in terms of its future investment. Knowing this data will actually help the company to just secure its action and taking this data into consideration and just adjusting its service accordingly. So in terms of shares values, here we have shares value to different categories, 1 to 10,000 into 10,000 intervals. This is a 10,000 intervals. The first 10,000 value are, as you can see, constitute 32%, which is a huge amount. I mean, in this particular data, people from who have actually contributed small values of few number of share have been bought by many, which is constitutes 32%. The next category is from 10,001 to 20,000, which is 77%. The next 21,001 to 30,000 is 24%. And the next category is 3.6. The next is 10%. The next is 7%. The next category 3.6 and 3.6 again. The next category, and the last one is 3.6, and so on. So this is a very important data to show the company's performance in terms of share values by amount. We can, as already said, see the data by different parameters. Let's see by each parameter and by clicking on the slicers. The first one is company. If you want to see the data for company only, there we have 10 companies and which have contributed 682 in terms of number of shares, and this is the total value which is contributed by those companies. Since it is a company, the proportion is 100%. Here is also in terms of the region, as you can see, here is a change in terms of the contribution by region. Then in terms of the value as well, the first category from 1 to 10,000 is now it is 10% contribution, and the last one is 10% again. And here, if in the company, more people are actually contributed from this category, which is 30,000, above 30,000 and below 40,000. So most companies have a value between these. Let's see our data again by other parameter in terms of individuals. Here is the update for individuals. And for individuals, here is the number of shareholders and number of shares. Here is their contribution in terms of the value. This one, since it shows 100%, since we are actually seeing the individuals. here is here we don't have a company data here, that's why I say ref. And in terms of their contribution into male and female, female contribute 44% and male 56% in terms of the number. In terms of share values, here also the red line shows. In terms of their contribution of the value is 75% by male and 5% are from female. This is, by the way, this is a hypothetical data. It's not a real data. Here is the shareholder distribution by regions for individuals only in this case. It doesn't consider that of the company. When we analyze the shares values by from individuals, or about 44% are in the lower categories from less than 10,000, and the next one is from 20,000 to 30,000 category, which constitute 11%. Let's see the data again by other parameter. Let's see by region, and one of the region, if you click on one of the region here, and the region I have just highlighted, here is the performance. In this case, for example, Oromia, 10 shareholders, this amount of shares and this amount of values, and that region 60% is from individual and 40% is from company. Again, in terms of values, 30% is from individual and 70% is from the company. In terms of number, is 40 coming from company, 20 from female, 40 from male. In terms of the value here, I mean the number of shares here, it looks like somewhat V types. In terms of the amount, 70% from the company and 30% and then 7%. In terms of, since this is one region, is 100% from that region, and in terms of share values, here also 20% is from just a lower class, I mean small values less than 10,000, and 10% also from the top ones. Let's see by another region, for example, by Hijama, in this case, 5 and 94 number of shares, 5 number of shareholders, this amount of value, and from that region again 60% is from individuals, 40% from the company, in 26% is from individual in terms of value, and 70% from the company. And in terms of number here, 40 from company, 40 from female. This region is female participation is high, 20 from male. As you can see, is the number of shares is just declining, and most shares are from the companies. In terms of the value, also similar, showing similar trend. 74 are from company, 90% and 6% respectively from female and male. In terms of their proportion of shares values, less than 10,000, I mean less than 10,000 are coming from less than 10,000 contributing 40%, and the next also contributing 40%. That's how it is actually showing us. And let's click again and see also by if you take the females only. Okay, if you take a female data only, individuals and females and male, we can also have different trends. So in general, we will have in this dashboard, as I have already said, we have seen the number of shares and number of shareholders, shareholder total values in the first one, this and this. Again, in terms of number of shareholders, number of share and share value by 6, we have seen that in this one and this one. Shareholder distribution by region, we have seen that in this dashboard, and shareholders value by this graph, which is very dynamic. And also we have the last one, which is by performance by region. We can have a data like this one by region in terms of table as well as chart here for shareholders values and number of shareholders. So this is a very dynamic dashboard that shows us a lot of things in terms of our shareholders performance in terms of their different data parameters. So this is very important for especially shareholders. For new or existing shareholders should have such type of data to make more analysis, and this will actually help them to just plan in terms of giving their service. That's why this data is important for them. They can actually know their shareholders in terms of the distribution by company or by individual, by sex, by region, and different parameters. So this data will help them to just adjust their service and even to recruit, to just make an advertisement in some regions which are actually showing low performance. So this is very helpful for companies that have actually a shareholder, and we recommend this dashboard for the companies which are actually organized in terms of shareholders. So thank you very much for visiting our channel once again, and as I've already said, our channel main purpose is to modernize data system, to save time, to generate automatic report and reduce cost as well as increase productivity. Having this data will actually help individuals as well as the companies. So once again, thank you very much for visiting our channel, and bye bye, and please subscribe to our channel so that you will get notified in if you have actually uploaded any videos in the future. Thank you very much. Bye bye.